What up, gamers? It is Will777JP, and we are back with another top 3 games of this time. We're doing row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Row 5. I believe we're doing row 5, so we're gonna do row 5 today. But man, you guys have seen my collection in full. I have added, since my last my collection video, I've added some games, not a lot. I've slowed down this year so far on games that I've been adding to the collection, because I feel like I've got just about everything that I kind of really wanted. The stuff that I really wanted to get. So I slowed down a lot. Most of the games that I've gotten so far this year have been games that came out, that are new. But we did get a few games that are old that were just at a crazy good deal, right? So the collection hasn't really changed, but like I mentioned on previous videos, that I'm doing this because when we went through the collection the first time, I was just kind of like bam, 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 this game, this game, this game. And I didn't really go in depth into some of the games that I like, so I decided to do this so I can, go over my top 3 games of each row. And for me to pick it as a top 3, it has to be a game that for me, right? For me, because it's gonna be different for everybody. But the games have to have great story, great characters, great art style, great music, great, pacing, great gameplay. It's got to have a lot of those things in one. And a lot of games are good at a couple of those things, or a couple other. But to me, it gotta hit, right? Like, as you guys know, I said this a few times, I don't really watch too much TV. I don't watch many movies. I don't watch TV shows. When I do have free time, video games is where I spend my time, right? So I like to get all of those aspects of entertainment into a video game. So that's what we're doing. Before I go into it, thank y'all so much for rocking with the channel, man. It's been impressive how supportive you guys have been. So please, if you haven't already, hit the like, hit the subscribe specifically, man. I know there's some of you guys that haven't subscribed yet. Please subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. It motivates me to continue to do videos like this. Like today, for example, I was gonna save this video for tomorrow, but I was like, you know what? There's people that like watching my channel. I'm gonna go ahead and do this, even though I don't feel like it, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Plus, it's gaming, man. I love talking about gaming. So hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I post videos daily, sometimes multiple times a day. So let's get into it. So we went over the first 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of my collection, and because I started with the PS4, we still have PS5, we have Xbox, we have PS3, we got a whole bunch of stuff still to do. But this row here, it's kind of a little bit of a unique row, right? Because we have some games here that are remakes that I played for the first time, or remasters where I played for the first time. And there are some games here that will go down in history as classics, right? So let's get into it. And once again, I'm gonna pick 3 in no particular order. It's just the 3 that I enjoy the most from this shelf. Now, this shelf, I played a lot of these games. I played. So, Ratchet & Clank I played, Rayman I played, Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2, Redout, Remnant, Resident Evil. I haven't played originals because the controls are too tanky. Resident Evil 2, 3, Biohazard, Sekiro, Outcast, Outer Wilds, No Man's Sky. So I played all of them, right? So because I did play a lot of them, it's going to be very hard to pick, but I do have the 3 in mind. And the very first one that I want to pick from this row is actually the one that I played the most recent out of the ones I'm going to pick. NieR Automata. Wow. What a freaking amazing game, guys. Amazing game. I mean, I didn't know anything about this. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I didn't know much about NieR Automata, but I kept getting told by friends that I had to play this game. And I did. And when I tell you guys that this game is amazing, it's freaking amazing. So first things first, NieR Automata blends excuse me, a mixture of different types of genres in here, man. You will get something like a top-down shooter, like an arcade shooter, and then you'll get melee combat. I mean, it's very, very unique game. The story is very unique in itself. I know there's other games that kind of go along with the storyline of Nier Automata, but it's a very cool game. Also, the way that they tell the story makes it so you have to play the game twice, because you start off as the girl, which I think is B2 or something like that, and then once you play the game as a girl, you could then replay the game as the boy. When you're playing as a girl during your first playthrough, there are portions of the game where the boy isn't around, and you have to play it again so you can get the boy's perspective on what he was doing, why he was doing it, where he was doing it, while you were out there playing the game the first time around. So super impressive with that. Secondly, the endings. There is multiple endings in this game, so just for ending's sake, you need to play this game a minimum, I think it was 4 times to get the proper ending. But man, I really had a good time with this. I think I beat it. It was either last year or the year before that, and I remember playing it, and I couldn't put it down. From the first scene all the way to the very last one, I was intrigued by the story. The music is phenomenal. I mean, there's just so many good things. The character design is so fire, so fire. So much so that this series inspired another game, or another game maker, to make their game. And that game is, hold up, I'm looking for it. That game is Stellar Blade. So we've seen it before. The maker of this game, the CEO of Shift Up, was inspired by Nier, that he decided to, use some of those elements in Stellar Blade. And they even have a Nier Automata DLC in Stellar Blade, right? So amazing, amazing game, guys. Go check it out right now. Phenomenal, phenomenal game. The next one that I am picking as part of my top 3 is Red Dead Redemption 2. When you talk about, to me, a complete game, Red Dead is one of those games. The story was my favorite part about this game. The story is phenomenal, man. You are playing as an outlaw. It's in an era in the United States where, they don't really make too many games about. It's an emotional story, right? Super emotional. And that's what I really, really like, man. I like these emotional games that make you feel something, right? The gameplay, of course, is phenomenal. It's made by Rockstar. Very crispy, very polished. Freaking great game. I can't believe that Rockstar didn't make a DLC or something like that. But man, when you talk about, when this game was coming out and people were doing all the memes, because I didn't play this game till like 2020 or 2019 or something like that. When people were making all these memes about being in the West and cowboys and stuff like that, I thought they were exaggerating a little bit, right? But man, I got my hands on it, and wow, it all made sense. The hype is real. Now, I'm going to be real with you guys. It took me, I think it was 3 times. It was either 3 or 4 times of starting this game over again before I finally stuck with it and kept playing it. And I'm so thankful I did. And also, I played Red Dead 2 first, and then I played the first one. But yeah, I own this game digitally, and it's a game that I needed to have in my collection. So I just bought it during the last holidays that we went through. I got it for $20, but I knew I had to have it, and it's gonna stay in my collection. But man, phenomenal, phenomenal game. The music, it's crazy good. The voice acting in this game is just wow. It's an open world game. Excuse me, open world game. Huge, right? And it's just so interesting. It's super interesting, man. Your wanted levels, like, you're running from the law, the Pinkertons. I mean, there's just so much good stuff here, man. Highly recommend Red Dead Redemption 2 if you haven't played it, man. This is gonna go down in history as one of the best video games in the history of video games. And then my third one, which was kind of a hard pick, but I picked it. It's going to be Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Now, Resident Evil Village was my very first Resident Evil game that I played during the PS5 era. As soon as I beat that game, I went back. I went back and played every Resident Evil that I could get my hands on, except for Resident Evil Village. So I actually, not every single one. I played Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 4. I waited for that one to come out for PS5. I beat Resident Evil 5 with Nelson. Resident Evil 6 is the only one that I haven't finished, but I am slowly but surely playing it. And as soon as I got done with Village, I went to Resident Evil Biohazard. And the reason I did is because after Googling some stuff, it told me that Resident Evil 7 leads to Village. So I decided to go back and play that one. And I thought Resident Evil 8 Village was creepy, but this one takes creepy to a whole other a whole other rank. Seriously. I really love how they did it. I really love how creepy it is and how you deal with the family and how they kind of get quote unquote infected. I love roaming through the house, and I mean, it was just great. And of course, you got that Resident Evil combat. The combat feels really good. The graphics are really good. You relate to Ethan, who is the main character in this one. Same thing as Village, Dad of the Year, FYI. And it was just a great game. Now, I like scary games, not because they're scary. Let me repeat that. I like scary games, but not because they're scary. I really don't care for the scare factor in a game. But what I've realized is that scary games have some of the best stories in gaming. All right, because they have to be good. And that's what this game did to me, you know, and most of the Resident Evil games do to me as well. They really have pretty good stories. But the music in this is great. The music in 8 is phenomenal. I mean, still songs stuck in my head from that game, and highly recommend it as well. It's not quite as action like some of the other ones, but man, it's a great game. But there y'all have it, man. Those are my top 3 from row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Row 5, man. Top 3 from row 5 for sure. Some honorable mentions we have here, all right? Resident Evil 2, banger of a game, right? Same thing with Resident Evil 3, another banger of a game. And remind you guys that if you guys already have the PS4 version of these games, you get the PS5 versions for free. Then we have Red Dead Redemption, the first one, Fire Game 2. It feels a little dated, but it still plays good. Outer Wilds is a very interesting game. I haven't beaten it yet, but it feels good. I just get lost in some of these planets and I get demotivated. And of course, you have Remnant, bro. And another game that I'm gonna speak or give a little shout out to is Sekiro. Even though it's a very difficult game and I quit after like an hour, but I know it's one of those games that people who've played it and beat it absolutely love it and say it's so good. So I'll give it a shout out for y'all. But there it is, man. Y'all have my top 3 games of this row: Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Nier Automata. Now that you guys see my row here, which ones would you pick are your top 3 in this row? You know, once again, we got Nier Automata, No Man's Sky, Outer Wilds, Outcast Second Son, Panzer Dragoon, Persona 5, Stardew Valley, Ratchet & Clank, Rayman Legends, Redman 1, Red Dead 2, Redout, Risen, Remnant, Resident Evil Origin Collection, Resident Evil 2, 3, and 7, Sega Genesis Collection, and Sekiro. That's what that looks like, just in case y'all haven't seen this one before. Yeah, well, there you have it, man. I'll let y'all go. As you can tell, I'm over here yawning and shit, tired. But there y'all go, man. Let me know which ones you guys think. Do you agree with my choices? Would you pick some different ones? Which one out of my collection, out of this row here, have you played or that you really enjoy that I didn't mention? Let me know down in the comment section below. And thank you guys for being here, man. I really do appreciate it. And also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Let's get me to 400 subscribers. And we'll catch you in the next one. Keep it gaming. Damn.